Hi there, I am Blueberry Bombo. Can you guess what this book is? This is the Kalevala, Finland's national epic. Inside this book are very old stories and songs that people used to sing and tell long ago. Back then, the world was very different. People lived among forests and lakes. They traveled on foot or by horse, and they told their stories by singing songs and poems. Almost 200 years ago, a man named Elias Lönnrot collected these songs and poems and put them together into this book. The Kalevala is full of adventures, heroes, and magic. First, I will tell you a story about how the world was born from the eggs of a duck, and what happened to Ilmatar, the spirit of the air. Are you ready for an adventure? Welcome to Story Time. In the beginning, there was only air and water. There was no land, no trees, no plants, and no people. There was only Ilmatar, the spirit of the air, as beautiful as nature itself. Ilmatar floated through the endless air. Slowly, she began to feel lonely. She sighed and said, "Oh, how lonely I am." She wished for someone to be with her, but there was no one there. One day, Ilmatar decided to go into the sea. The wind grew stronger, and she let the wind and the waves carry her gently across the sea. And then something magical happened. Because of the wind and the sea, a child began to grow inside Ilmatar. That child was Väinämöinen, a great singer and a wise hero. For many years, Ilmatar drifted in the water, waiting for Väinämöinen to enter the world. 7 years passed, then 9. She was tired, cold, and a little sad. "Oh, woe is me," she said. "It would have been better to stay in the air than to be the mother of the waters here in these cold waves. Oh, Ukko, great god of the sky, please help me. Free me from this trouble." Then a duck came flying. It flew over the sea, searching for a place to build its nest. "Where shall I build my nest? Shall I build it in the wind? Or shall I build it on the waves? The wind would break my nest, and the waves would carry it away." Then Ilmatar, the mother of the waters, lifted her knee from the sea, offering it as a nesting place and a home for the duck. The duck flew round and round, saw the knee of the mother of the waters, thought that it was a grassy hill, and landed on it. "Here is a place for building my nest." And so the duck built its nest upon Ilmatar's knee. There she laid 7 eggs, 6 of gold and 1 of iron. And the duck began to sit on her eggs. One day passed, then another, and soon the 3rd day came. But Ilmatar's knee began to grow warm, and soon it felt as if it were burning. She moved her knee, and the duck's eggs rolled into the water. The eggs broke open, but something amazing happened. The lower half of the eggs became the earth, and the upper half became the sky. From the other parts of the eggs came the sun, the moon, the stars, and the clouds. And at last, the world filled with light and color. Now the sun was shining, and the new moon was glowing. Ilmatar still waited for Väinämöinen to enter the world, swimming slowly on the misty waves. Then the 10th summer came, and Ilmatar lifted her head from the sea. She began shaping the land with her hands. By turning her sides, she made the smooth shores. With her feet, She formed deep places for fish and homes for the salmon. She made small islands in the sea and hidden rocks that would trouble the sailors. The world was now formed, but Wainamoinen was still inside his mother. In the dark, in that narrow place, he had waited for more than 30 years. He had not seen the moon or the sun, and he began to speak his magic words. Moon, sun, and great bear of the sky, let me out of this narrow place. Let the traveler come to the land, to see the moon, to greet the sun, and to gaze upon the stars. But nothing happened. Wainamoinen became frustrated and decided to come out on his own. He opened his way into the world, fell into the sea, and the waves carried him for many years until he drifted to an unknown shore. At last, he rose onto a treeless land where he could finally see the moon, admire the sun, and gaze upon the stars. And so the brave poet Wainamoinen was born. And that was the first story from the Kalevala. That was quite an adventure, wasn't it? A Kalevala has many more wonderful stories and adventures. I will tell you more of them in the next story time. Goodbye, friends!